Hello, true crimers. It is time for another On This Day in True Crime History. Today, it's June 29th. What happened on June 29th? On the afternoon of June 29th, 1978, the body of actor Bob Crane would be discovered in his Scottsdale, Arizona apartment. Bob Crane's career in entertainment began in the 1950s as a radio personality. Later on, he would have guest starring appearances in popular TV shows. He then appeared on The Donna Reed Show, and his fame kind of just skyrocketed. And starting in 1965, he would be the star of the show Hogan's Heroes. During the run of Hogan's Heroes, he would end up marrying Patricia Olson, a co-star of his. Hogan's Heroes would wrap up in 1971, and there was some controversy surrounding Bob Crane. It would come out that Bob Crane liked to videotape some of his sexual escapades. Bob Crane had several relationships prior to Patricia Olson. He did have affairs. Now, he got the videotaping equipment from a friend of his, John Carpenter. No, not the filmmaker John Carpenter. That's what I was thinking when I was reading this story at first. But eventually Bob Crane would kind of call John Carpenter almost like his agent, and he would help film these sexual escapades. It's kind of weird, but Bob and Patricia would then end their marriage around 1977. After the end of Hogan's Heroes and the sex tape story, Bob Crane was having a hard time finding work, so eventually he would move out to Scottsdale, Arizona. And there he would self-produce a play. On the afternoon of June 29th, 1978, Bob did not show up for rehearsals for the play, so one of his co-stars went to his apartment, went inside, and she discovered a horrible scene. Obviously, I can't show it to you, but these are readily available online. She found Bob Crane's body lying in his bed with blood all over him. He was nearly unrecognizable. His face had been beaten in so badly. He also had an electrical cord tied around his neck. The police were awful. They just destroyed the crime scene. They walked through it without the proper protection. They let people in there who should not have been in there. The coroner would actually come in there and shave Bob Crane's head in the bed to look at his injuries. What? The rest of the apartment didn't yield much in terms of physical evidence. Police learned that Bob and John Carpenter may have had an argument the night before. Bob apparently wanted to end the friendship. Police looked at John Carpenter's vehicle and they found bloodstains inside. The blood type matched Bob Crane's. John Carpenter would be arrested and charged with his murder, but he would be acquitted. There just wasn't enough evidence against him. Now, Bob Crane's ex-wife, Patricia Olson, she was looked at very unfavorably by the Crane family. The only person who gained anything from Bob Crane's death was Patricia Olson. Since the divorce was still basically going on, with Bob Crane dead, there wouldn't be a divorce, which means she would get everything. And basically she did. Could she have asked John Carpenter to kill Bob? It's possible. Did John Carpenter kill Bob just out of anger for Bob wanting to end the friendship? It's possible. But here's the unfortunate thing. John Carpenter has since passed away. Plus, he would not be able to be recharged with the murder anyway since he was already acquitted due to double jeopardy. Patricia Olson has also passed away. And in 2007, they were able to try to retest some of the blood DNA found in John Carpenter's car. But since it was from all the way back in 1978 and the evidence wasn't handled perfectly, the DNA had essentially degraded. And by using the remainder of it to do this test in 2007, it's all gone now. Now they have no DNA to test. Essentially, they no longer have any physical evidence in the Bob Crane murder. The police in Scottsdale do essentially believe that John Carpenter murdered Bob Crane because of the argument, because he was seen at the apartment, and because there was blood droplets in his car that matched the same blood type as Bob Crane. But, back in 1978, 1979, without any other physical evidence, because blood evidence back then was like nothing, they had to acquit him. But ultimately, in the end, we will likely never know who murdered Bob Crane.